Good morning, folks. Or whatever time it is that you've decided to watch this. Today I've got unilateral fly, Palloff press, and front raise. So I'm going to do it in that order. No real change on the weight front. Weighed myself this morning. Had a little bit of water and had only gone number one so far. Weighed in at 176.8, so if I'd not had the water, I probably would have been closer to 176, so I'll say that a 10% or so change or variance in weight is normal. So I am kind of just jumping into the workout because I got a little running around to do this morning. And yeah. Whew. So some of that running around involves getting new wrist wraps or lifting straps, whatever you want to call them. I went to go deadlift yesterday. I deadlift with straps programmed. Couldn't find them. So, in retrospect, I still should have done the strapless version. But that's where, the gym was a little busier. Teaching my lady on how to start back squatting, so that was fun. So I may run out and go get a new set of lifting straps today too. Not something I was expecting on doing, but here we are. So these first two, great to do with, a cable or a band. They've got machines for it as well. And again, I like the one-sided variations as a way to kind of see where's your left side versus your right side and vice versa. So, that kind of thing. Alrighty. Just a little more of a break. It's a little chilly this morning. Okay, here we go. So I am trying to push a little bit to see if I can't get like another rep out. But you can kind of see on the speed that those last 2 reps really drop down and how quick I can do them. Which to me is more of that technical failure versus true failure. Might I be able to get another, like, I'll say 3 reps out of that? Potentially, but how slow are they going to be? And slow isn't necessarily a bad thing when it comes to cables. How slow is it going to be, and how's my form going to look while I do it? My bigger concern when it comes to changing the speed of lifting due to fatigue comes with like the bench and the squat, especially. So with the bench, right, you're at that most contracted position, and that if you're gonna go real slow up, I feel like that takes more time. Especially, okay, if you're fatigued and it's like you're having to slow down because you're tired. My biggest concern with that is the bar slips or something happens and all of a sudden you have an injury. And the same thing for the squat, where you can't get out of the hole and you get forced back down into the hole. And it's just not something I'd like to deal with. With this, there's less risk of injury. That's where I'm, getting the work in. I can feel the muscle working, which is why you see me putting my hand on my chest, and it's just rock and roll. Just get into it. Alrighty, last set, and then we're gonna do some power off. Six, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so Palloff press may be considered a little overrated because it's done so much. Still a good exercise. It's good foundational movement. So it's a anti-rotation exercise. So you stand with the anchor to the side of you, and depending upon your foot position, you can change the level of difficulty. So you start with the handles at your chest, and then you push straight out, and in, and out. So the band's trying to pull you this way, so you're having to use all your muscles to prevent that. So felt my core kicking on and felt my left pec kicking on. So I did 15 reps, and that was with what I call more of an athletic stance, where you're having your feet about shoulder width apart. From there, you just turn around and repeat. What I may end up doing though is making this more of a balance exercise by narrowing up my stance. Six, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. So, a little water break. And this one will be real quick today. So, admittedly, since these aren't really big compound movements, you should be able to get through them relatively quickly. So if your workout only ends up being a half hour, okay. Today I'm hitting shoulder/chest twice because of or front shoulder and chest twice because the of the exercises on my master exercise list, I just don't have enough variance, right, of stuff I can do at home. And so I'm just kind of going row by row to help myself stay organized. So yeah, I'll probably have a little more fatigue in my chest and shoulders after today, but that's fine. So what I'm going to attempt, being the operative word attempt, is tandem, which is a tightrope stance. So I'll have the leg that is closer to the anchor is going to go behind me, and then the other foot goes in front. So since the anchor's on my left foot goes behind me, my right foot goes in front of me. So now, since I now have less stability, 1, 3, 6. So I could only manage 6, and that's where I felt like the limits of my own balance were. At least with the left leg being behind me. Oh God. So this really isn't a exercise where you should be loading it up too much. It's more based on having good stability. So like my whole ankle is working, foot, ankle, thighs, core, hips, everything is working. Especially when we go into that tightrope position. So, great way to challenge your stability. And a single exercise. So what I might actually do next is, if I want to make it harder, which I don't because I could only do 6 reps before I felt like I was falling over, I'd stand on one leg. And that the anchor side leg would come up. Is that how I like doing it? Well, I suppose you could do it any which way. You could stand on the right leg. If the left leg is facing under, you could stand on the left leg. They're both great ways to do it. But what I'm going to do is called semi-tandem, where instead of going completely toe to toe, or toe to heel to toe, that tightrope position, is I'm going to kind of tuck one foot in rather than having it completely behind. So it's a little bit of an in-between between having your feet completely together and having one foot behind the other. Let's see what we got. Whew. Take a second. Alrighty. So I actually got a little pain in my rotator cuff area on those last few reps. So that to me is a good indicator that I need to work on my rotational, anti-rotational stability a little more. Because it might be my rotator cuff that's having to do an excessive amount of work due to something else not functioning. So, alright, last thing we got is the double front raise. So we're going to move the camera. And, so, let's see how much, oh, we got a lot of clearance. We can go to the top of the door now, huh? Good. Very good. Okay. So front raise, I'm doing it with 2 hands. You could do this with the preset barbells at the gym. I'm going to be doing it with the kettlebell because that's what I got. So I'm starting with 25 pounds. So 25 pounds is probably gonna be pretty good for me. And I'll take this off for a hot minute. So yesterday I did do, again, gym was busy, so I opted to do single arm kettlebell military press at the gym instead of a barbell, just to get a little work on my shoulders. So between the fact that I just did chest with the fly, I worked the shoulders with the Palloff press, and now I'm working shoulders again. It's just like, whoo, a lot of load, a lot of volume through there. So, oh my God, if that's where I left them. I think I just figured out where I left my wraps, and if I'm right, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. Pretty sure I left them in my little glove box, which is a great place to keep them, because that way, I was keeping my wraps and my journal right next to each other so I wouldn't forget them, because they're always in the car. So if that's the case, what I might do is next time I go to the gym, I'll start with the heavy deadlift, and then maybe I'll do some cardio after, something like that. They do have a jump rope at my gym, and I did use it for a bit of an interval workout, and that felt more fun than just being on a treadmill and doing intervals, but we'll see what happens. Alright, next set. Not sure if that was about a minute and a half or two, but we'll find out. So the main reason I took my shirt off was so that you could see, at least on the front, that even though I'm doing a shoulder raise, it's still a core workout. So here we go. I might have been able to sneak out another one or two. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I was able to do 12 on this set, I feel like I would have only been able to do 8 on the next one, so I still would have ended up with that 3 sets of 10 essentially. So, there is a discussion, how far do we need to push in order to see growth? And it's and that's where the bigger question is for what? A bodybuilder wanting to win a international level competition needs to be at the top of his game, right? Needs to be on the most hyper specific plan you can make. Joe Schmo down the street, who just, wants to get a little stronger, he could probably leave a few in the tank every session. And the fact that he's not super sore after each workout, but he's still seeing a little growth, right? So he feels better about himself overall, and he sees that he's progressing in the gym, right? That's what's going to keep him compliant, keep him moving, and that's what I'm about. I'm not here to be like, this is exactly what you need to do and overload you. I just need you to start somewhere. So, all right, we're going to give it another 30 seconds. So that if you do have questions about where you should be starting or what you should be doing, let's build a community here of people that can give simple, general advice and can talk about their failures, if not as much, more than their successes. Or talk about how, this is my success and this is what the steps I took and how many failures I had in between, just so that people can either realize that it's not an easy process and that there's no one step fix all to this, but just something that it takes time to learn, to adapt, to grow, to overcome. So, all right, that's my motivational spiel. Last set. Get this done in under a half hour. One. 8. 9. Nope. Try to go for 11. Wasn't gonna go. Anyways, folks, that's a wrap. 3 exercises, under 30 minutes. And yeah. So if you worked out, if you did the workout that I presented here today, good job. If you did your own thing, good job. If you're watching this to get a little inspiration to get yourself going, I hope you watch a few more and you decide to tag along with us. Until then, have fun, good work. We'll see you next time.